has been a very, very long week, and I know you've been longing for People's Matter show. Did you know that the type of discipline that you use has a huge impact on how your kid will develop? And that brings us to our today's topic on styles of parenting and how it affects your children. So I am your host, Chelang Diana, and our guest today is Helen Kipkosgei. So welcome, Helen.
Thank you so much, Diana. As you've heard, I'm Helen Kipkosgei from Hillbrook Counseling Center and here in Eldoret, and I'm pleased to bring to you the program on parenting and parenting styles. Viewers, today we want to understand what is parenting, and in simple terms, I can just say parenting is taking care of a child since infancy up to an age where they are able to take care and to manage themselves. So when we say you are bringing up and nurturing a child up to this stage, it involves caring for them financially. It involves caring for them emotionally. When they are in need of that emotional support, you are there for them. It means also being there for their when they are physically growing, the changes they are going through in their bodies, you are being there in every aspect of their life. And so that is what we can say is parenting. And as people get married, I know everybody is excited and anxious to have children and to be a parent. But really, they don't know that parenting is a journey. It's a journey which takes a long, long time until this child is able to stand on their own. It's a journey too, because when young people get married, they have not yet had any training on parenting. So really, I like what one Christian psychologist, Dobson, said, children don't come with a manual. That today, when they are in one day old, you switch on this. No. So it's like you are just doing what you saw your parents do. And so all of us perpetuate what we saw. Yeah.
So Helen, is siring a baby, does it mean that you are qualified to be called a parent?
Okay, yeah. When you start having that baby, I know most of us say I am a parent, I am a father, I am a mother. Yes, you are. But the process of this parenting now is yet to begin. You're just starting to hold that baby, but you don't know what to do next. And I've heard from young couples even that they didn't know it required a lot of sacrifice. Because
I am talking about someone who has sired the baby and left. And the other one comes and helps this baby grow up. What is the difference between the two?
Okay, the two. Not everybody really who has given birth to a child we can say is a parent, because some can give birth and they give that child away for adoption. A man can come and take a lady who has had a child and be the real father of that child until even the child does not know this is not his biological father. So it is that provision of nurturing which can make you really feel you are a mother or a father, whether you adopted or you sired. Yeah.
So maybe you tell us, because our main topic today, our main discussion is styles of parenting. Maybe you can introduce us to what styles do we have when it comes to parenting?
Thank you, Diana. There are mainly 4 styles. But before we talk about them, let's know, where do we get these styles from? Yeah, we get these styles from the culture that we come from. You will hear people say, my mother said, the grandmother said, you take care of a baby like this, you give herbs when they are this age, and you find we perpetuate that and we move on with it. Others also, our parenting styles, we get it also from books, reading books and trying to educate ourselves. And also other parenting styles also, we get it from our own communities that we come from. So really it is varied as to how people parent. So Diana, from the community you find you are also doing what your mother was doing.
Yes.
Even if you are a modern parent, sometimes you go until you reach a stage you say, maybe this one will work for me this time. Yeah, so as after we have gotten our parenting styles from the various aspects that I've mentioned, we can say there are 4 types which are really clear although there are others which are coming up. The first one, maybe we can say we have authoritarian parenting. This is the type of parenting where the parents are have the final say and the final decisions for the children in that family. The parent comes, we can say they are so strict. They are very strict about the rules. They want them to be followed to the uttermost. They are very, they want order everywhere as they come. They just want to see it the way they had said, let this be here, let this be there. And they are very strict on disciplining, so that in most cases it is not even discipline that they are doing. They are punishing instead of disciplining if you fail to do something. So here the children, the outcome of the children later we'll discuss. Also here, what they want is strict achievement for the children. They don't look at the age, they don't care. When they say, I want you to be number one, you be number one as they want. It doesn't matter that is this child average. And remember, children are so unique. And your firstborn can do very well, but the secondborn can be the opposite of the first one. So in such a home where there is authoritarian parenting, you find that child who's not doing well will not be taken very well, and they may have to feel so bad in most cases. Again, Diana, it is the child is not helped to think for themselves. They always have to think what their parents would like them to do. So in future you find that this ability or not having the ability to think for themselves will be a repercussion when it reaches that stage where they want to be independent. Children are not independent in this authoritarian. Yeah, and the outcome, I don't know if you want me to talk about the outcome now.
We'll talk about the effects maybe later.
Then we can go to the indulgent and indulgent parent or permissive parents. These are the parents who really are not even felt in the home. They are there, but they don't really set rules here and there. The children just move anyhow. The children, in fact, are the ones who are deciding for the parents. They are saying, Mommy, I want to go out. Yeah, really, you want to go out? Yeah, you can go out. You see, you don't have that strength. The parent doesn't have that strength for the child to say, no, it is not. And then they also don't have boundaries. There are no boundaries. Sometimes they don't tell their children up to here, it is a no, because they are afraid to hurt the child. They always want to please the child. And in this case, when you see the children making decisions for themselves, they are not sticking to rules, they are not keeping time. Those children really are leading the parents.
So these parents have an attitude of anything goes,
Anything
the
goes.
way it has to. So it's like the child is given that freedom maybe to make decisions, no boundaries. So what is the other type of style?
The other type I said that is permissive. Sometimes we call it laissez-faire. There is nothing. It is like it is chaotic. You reach the home, the children are leading, and they are telling their parents what to do and what not to do. And the parents they quarrel here, but they don't stick to a rule that no is no. They give in so easily. So the other type of parenting also we have is neglectful. In this is the parent is just aloof. They don't care. They just stay. They don't care what happens to the child. Even emotionally, they are not nearing the child. They don't love their children. It's like they are a burden to them. So they don't provide even for the basic needs, and they don't provide even for the emotional needs. And research has it that a child who has been deprived emotionally can even die at an early stage because of that deprivation of love and affection. Here, there is no touch, there is nothing. The child just stays. When I say basic needs, even when the child is sick, nobody really cares. They have no rules. They don't even care, where did my son go? In some families you will hear, why is so and so? They say, yesterday he said I'm going to the aunt, but no permission from the parents. They don't care.
And do you think this parent is really normally, especially when it comes to socially? Because I think most of the parents who neglect their children, you find that they are drug addicts. They find maybe solace in somewhere else. They don't have time for these kids.
Yeah. In most cases, those parents have other priorities on top of their children. If one is addicted, that is a priority for them. They want that gratification, they want that urge for them, and they will go to any lengths to leave the children to look for money. Others will just want money for their own gains. They don't even bring it back to these children. And apart from that, in this kind of parenting, there is a lot of quarrels. There is a lot of quarrels. There is a lot of violence. So you find even the children here are abused and they are criticized so much that there is nothing good in them, and they are being compared every other time.
So it even affects their esteem.
It affects their esteem. You can imagine today your parent comparing you with either neighbors' children and saying, I don't know where I got all of you
and
from.
We have different abilities. We'll never be the same.
You'll never be the same.
So what are the other type of parenting style?
We've had the authoritative type of parenting is the one which you can say it is in the middle. It is where children are regarded. A parent always would want to listen to this child. They can have a meaningful conversation. Children are allowed even to ask questions. Daddy, what's wrong with this? Why do this? And the parent is not saying, shut up, I have no time for you, you are a kid. But they are ready to listen to them, to nurture them, and to develop them even in their careers and when they are facing issues. Here in this authoritative, there are rules, which are set according to the age limit of the child, and expectations are also set according to the age and the ages of the children, so that you don't set expectations which are too high for a 10-year-old, as if you want them to behave like a 16-year-old.
To reason like a 16-year-old.
So at least here there is consideration. Here also there is a lot of joy, there is a lot of hugging one another, there is a lot of affective love for the child. You know, it is so important when you touch a child, when you embrace a child, when you congratulate them, they feel so good and they feel really their parents love them.
What is you talked of disciplining and punishing a child. What is the difference? Because I know most people, they cannot differentiate the two. They think that now punishing is just part of disciplining the child.
I said in this authoritative kind of parenting, there is a lot of disciplining instead of punishment. When you discipline a child, you are giving them guidance in the right direction. You are talking to them, you are talking of consequences of some behaviors, consequences of even a kind of activity or a talk which you don't like. You tell them, if you do this, this will happen. But for punishment, you're not doing it to change. You just want to inflict the pain there, thinking that it will change. So that is why even most of in our schools nowadays we say we go for discipline, not punishing. Because you punish and you may not achieve anything. You are hurting the skin, but not the heart. The discipline is entirely reaching the heart of the child and will change them entirely. So here it entails a lot of talk.
But do you think discipline maybe a 3-year-old child is the same as disciplining an 8-year-old or a 14-year-old child? I think there is a difference.
Because for an 8-year-old they can understand so fast, but for a 3-year-old their understanding level at the age of developmental stage, they just know it, but you find that in 1 hour's time they are doing the same thing. So it is you as a parent to have that big heart, to be able to be firm and consistent on this rule that you want this child to observe. Otherwise for the older one, the consequence should just come in so that it can stick to them that this is not right. And even for the younger one, but depending on the ages now, that is where you can really meet your discipline or your discipline to these children.
At times you feel as a parent,
Yeah.
You feel like what you are doing when it comes to disciplining your child
Yeah.
is not enough, because children are different, they have different characters. How do you feel as a parent when you feel that it's like you are not reaching that level of discipline?
Yeah, there is no perfect parent, Diana, and I would just like to tell parents that you don't condemn yourself because you didn't really have an actual manual to know that this is the right thing to do. And since there is this uniqueness of the children, you don't say it worked for so and so, and why is it not working for you? You continue thinking every day and saying, what will work for this boy? What will work for this girl? Because bringing up boys and girls is not the same. Boys have to go out, play there, but the girls, they may be so nice, they may be so compliant, but at the same time, you don't have to feel guilt. What we see in our clinic is that parents come in and say, where did I fail? I just encourage you parents, don't blame yourself. Yeah.
So it's like you have to accept your ability when it comes to, and I think also getting like outside help when your child is getting overboard is also an important thing. Maybe you can discuss that a bit.
Deeply. Sometimes, since we came from backgrounds, like if you were brought up by an authoritarian parent, you know, you want to, just because you are doing what they did, you're now putting on this and you're failing. You are saying, I'm trying to tell my child to be disciplined, and they are not, but you are using force. You are not telling them of the consequence. You are not disciplining, you are punishing the one that it was done to you. So if you find yourself facing a problem, you can seek help. You can read books, you can even go to church, they pray for you, you pray. Prayers are not bad. You can change out through prayers also, so that you are able to manage your children. For example, if you have temperamental, you can act so fast. What you need to learn how to control your tempers before you talk to a child, so that you don't keep shouting here and there or even hurting the child, hitting them anyhow. Yeah, so outside help is very important, Diana. I want to add on, there are new other styles which are coming up, although they are still developing. There are parents who are possessive, over possessive. They want to possess their children. They want to just do everything for them. They want to protect their children too much. Yeah, for this we can say it is not good, but you will find it comes as a result of a parent who is not getting adequate love from their spouse, so from the other. So instead they just transfer it to the children and want to show that I am really there for you. You see, but there is inadequacy in them. So Diana, there is also the other kind of extreme parenting, whereby the two parents don't agree, father, mother, they don't agree. So it is the extreme. When the father comes, takes the child to the extreme. When the mother comes, it cancels that and takes the child to the extreme, and it leaves the child confused.
Okay, at times you find maybe your spouse is or your husband, a wife is punishing, or not even punishing, disciplining the child, and you feel maybe as a mother that no, this is not the way. Maybe he beats the kid, and you think no, this is not right, and you find at times it results into quarrels. Do you think quarreling maybe in front of this kid?
I just want to say this, Diana, that I know that is common, where parents don't agree on mode of disciplining the children, and that is also another area where you can seek help. You can sit aside and you agree which one works, so that you don't conflict in front of the child. Children are very good learners. They look at you and they know that mom does not like this, and it brings partiality now. It brings partiality in the family, of which is not good. Anything that you don't agree about, you can just move away and then later you can discuss, and unless it is an extreme. Yeah, otherwise I know mothers, we can overprotect our children, and you may feel you are the only one who knows the amount of maybe discipline which can be given to this child, especially when it comes to a little pinching and whatnot, although it is not good. When you hear of a lot of parents saying, I wanted to discipline my child, but they end up hurting the child or even killing the child by hitting.
In what way, what is the best way of showing your child the difference between the wrong and the right? Because you find at times you discipline this child and later you feel like, no, it's like I have punished this child. So you end up maybe buying sweets. Buying sweets to replace that for you to feel like now it's like you are feeling sorry to this child.
Yeah, when they are still young, you need to there is that disciplining with love. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you want to hurt them, but you don't like the action, what they did. So you continue being firm and telling them that, Mom, it doesn't mean that I don't love you, but having spoiled this was what I don't want you to do it again. So you keep just repeating the right thing that you want them to follow. Otherwise, that feeling guilt, I know it takes parents very far away and makes them come back and buy the child again. And you know, when you do that again, they know that even if I do this, Mom will come back and apologize to me. You're not setting a good precedent for them for firm discipline.
What about rewarding a child? Maybe you disciplined last time, and then maybe you see some changes in that child, and then you feel like, as a parent, I need to reward this child so that he or she knows that now I'm at the right track.
Yeah, you can reward, but you need to be very careful so that the child does not see as if every time I do something, I'm given. So that they don't work to be given. They need to know that it's something that I need to do. Otherwise, sometimes in this disciplining, you can reward and you can also withdraw the rewards when they don't do it right. When they do it right, it can be a reward. And the reward is not buying sweets, it's not everything. It can even be a clap of hand. Yeah, good. It can be a hug. This is good. So you vary. It's not only those things that you buy.
And do these encourage the child, or it makes him or her maybe try so hard to please the parent? Does it help?
Yeah, it helps to change, but that is why I'm saying you need to balance it so that it does not become that I do something to be given something. So that they know that sometimes even if they do, you don't say something. You just say, thank you, Mom. You did that, and that is wonderful. You've kept your room neat when they are still younger, but as they grow older, you also need, especially at the adolescent stage, as withdrawal. You can say, yeah, since you didn't keep time the other time, this week you will not be going to meet with your friends until you are ready to keep the time. I said you'll be here by 5, you are here at 7. So today you are not going out. Next time the child will come and say, Mom, today I'll keep time. What time do you expect me to be here? You tell them, I said 5. So you will find that since you withdrew the other time, this time they will want to keep that time.
Okay, our time is up.
Yeah.
If you have any problem in parenting, please we have professional counselors. You go to counseling center and you will get good help. Don't be a dictator parent. Always have time for your kid. Always discipline them in the right way, and you will bring up good people, good parents, and good partners. So stay tuned to KTS. Always watch our program every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. to 8.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.